Hello friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So like you all know that previously on we have started a new tutorial series of C++ in which we have covered up really different things, and I hope you enjoyed all the videos which we have covered up yet. Like in previous video I have told you about array size, like how to use array size, how to just adjust the array size and what are the elements we have to use there, all that things. So I hope you enjoyed that. So in this video I will be telling you some real life example about arrays, like we have done this thing in loops as well, and I hope you understand that thing. So now we will be seeing if we are working with arrays, so what are the real life example, like how we can use arrays with a example or practical example if we are seeing arrays there. So I hope you'll be enjoying this video in which I'll be giving you a real life example of arrays. So if you enjoy this video and if you understand this amazing video or tutorial here, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading on this channel. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get started. So now here we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be giving you some real life examples of arrays. Like we have done same thing in loops as well, like we have seen how we can use this real life examples in loops, and we have saw some real life example on loops. So now we'll be doing same thing in arrays, like if we want to see what are the real life example which we can use in arrays, so how we can do that. If we see some real life examples here, so to demonstrate a practical example of using arrays, let's create a program that calculates the average of different ages. Means if I want to create a program that calculates the average of different ages, so I can use this example here, which is a great example which we can use here to use arrays. Means if you want to see a real life example of arrays, so this example will be the best. So you can use this example here to create or to calculate the average of different ages. So you can do that, and in this example we will create a program that finds the lowest age among different ages. Means this is the program in which we will be calculating the average of different ages, and the second program it will be calculating the lowest age among different ages. Means if I want to calculate the lowest age which is among the different ages, so I can use this example to calculate all that. And then if I move down, so these are the two examples which we will be seeing how these all examples are working and how we are getting the output running in our Replit IDE. So what I'm going to do is, first I'll be copying the first example in which we will be calculating the average of different ages. So what I'm going to do is I'll be just copying these things till here, and after doing it, simply I will be just moving on to Google Chrome here, and then I will be opening my Replit IDE. By mistake I have opened another site. So you can just see now I have opened Replit IDE here, and then I have to select REPL which I have already used, and then I will be giving the name here as, you can give it as real life example of arrays, like this, real life examples of arrays. Then you can press enter, and after pressing enter you can just see the name has been changed, or you can say the REPL name has been changed, and these all things are working and REPL is booting. Then we have to just copy paste all the things in this REPL which we are getting so that we can work with it. So just you have to wait a while till all these things are working. Now what I'm going to do is I'll be pressing Ctrl A and I'll be pasting all the things, but one thing is not good, like we have not written any starting codes, and normally we have paste all the things like this. So I'll be writing using namespace std here. Then I will be moving down and I will be writing here init main like this, open close the parenthesis, move down, paste all the things, and after that you have to return value as 0 so that all the things should be running and it should be not getting any error. So now if I will be now running these all things, so you will be getting an output running here, and you will be not getting any error now, because right now we are using this return 0 value, so that's why. That's the thing. So I will be running this by pressing this run button here, and you can just see the error we are getting again. So why we are getting the error, if we see where we are getting the error, so error we are getting in this init I. Why we are getting error? Because we have used this init I with float. But if I remove this and if I run again like this, so again you will be getting an average age which is 40.75. Why we are getting an average age of 40.75? Because right now I'm using different arrays in this ages. Means I have used array which is called ages, and in this ages array I have used 8 ages. And what are the 8 ages? First is 20, 22, 18, 35, 48, 26, 87 and 70. So all of these ages which we have added in this array, it will be now getting the average of every age which we have written here. Means 1 is 20, 1 is 22, 18, 35. Like this we have written many numbers, and now we have to calculate the average of each age. So for doing that we will be using this example, which is simple example, that how we can calculate the array, or sorry, you can say average of different ages which we have stored in our array. So like this, when I'm using this example, so what it is going to do, it is just calculating all these ages here, and it is giving me an average age which is user getting when you are running this output. So the average age which is getting here by the user is 40.75. Means if I change this age to 24, so now the average will be changed here. You will be getting a different age here. So now the average is 41, because right now I have changed this to 24, and that's why when I am dividing this size of ages with size of ages 0, means with this, so the value which we are getting is 41, because right now the average ages which we are getting in our array, it is 41. So that's the thing. Now if I move down and see that if we want to calculate these things by the average, means by dividing the sum by the length, so you will be getting a different output here. Means we are dividing the sum here with the length which we are getting, the length of the ages. So when we are dividing this thing, so the answer we are getting is 41. So what is the sum here? The sum we are getting is, means by adding these all things. Means if I move to calculator here, and if I show you by adding these all numbers, which is 20, 24, 18, 35, 48, 26, 87, 70. So these are the numbers which we have added in total in this array. Now I will be dividing this with 8. If I do that, you can just see the answer we are getting is 41. And like this, when we are dividing the sum of these numbers with 8, which is the total value stored in an array, so the average age you are getting is 41, and that's how you're getting the average of every array which we have stored here. And like this, you can get a average of different ages which you have added in your array. So I hope you understand that how we are getting an average of every age which we have added in this array, and like this you can use this example. Now moving on to the second example here, and in second example we will be getting lowest age among different ages. So now we have to see how we are getting the lowest age among all the ages, because that's interesting here. So I'll be just copying this thing, and I will be moving on to my Replit IDE again, and in the place of this, or you can say just I'll be commenting out these things, and now I'll be pasting all the things down here. After doing this, I will be saving this all things, and if I just run it again to see what output now I'm getting is, so if I run, you can just see we are again getting an error because of this init I, so we have to remove it again, then run it again by this. After running, you can just see again we are getting an error. The error we are getting is now in init length. So if I just see why we are getting an error in init length, so we have to, like if I move here, ages is 0, age is all the things perfect. I think we have to remove this thing like this. All right. So I will be removing this all things here, and now if I do this simply, so again we are getting an error in init length. So we have to check why we are getting an error in init length. So if we see why we are getting an error, so basically the error we are getting is because I think we have used init length with size of ages, because we don't have to use the length when we are getting the length of the array with size of ages. But if you will be dividing these all things, so the output you will be getting is different, because now you're using lowest age ages here. That's why if I use init I here, so I will be now moving down init I like this, save it and simply run it again. All right, so what I'm going to do is first I'll be removing this init I, run it again, and now we have to see what the error is coming. The error is saying unused variable length. So length is an unused variable because we have used lowest age here. That's why I think. So I'll be using lowest age like this. And now if I run it, so you can see now the output we are again getting is different, which is saying it is not defined. So what I'm going to do is simply I'll be removing this thing here. So I think now you will be getting an output running in your terminal. So if I run it, you can just see now we are getting the lowest age is 18. So why we are getting an error? Error was here because we have used the length thing, so we have to remove that. After removing the lowest age from this array, which we are getting is 18. Why 18? You can just see 18 is the lowest value in all the numbers which we have added in the array. So this is the simple thing. So like this, you can calculate a lowest age in your array, and you can use arrays here like this with a real life example. So I hope you understand what are the two real life example which I have given you. First was that how you can calculate an average age from the arrays here, and second, this example was about how you can see what is the lowest age in your array. Means you obviously know that what the number value you're getting lowest is, but we need to see if we are using same thing with arrays, so what output we are getting when we have to check what is the lowest value we are getting in our array. So it was 18, and obviously the 18 is output as well. So I hope you understand that how we have used these two real life example with arrays and how we are getting output running. So I hope you understand this video, and if you enjoy this video and if you understand how we are getting different outputs running, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more tutorials like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading on this channel. So I'll be meeting you next tutorial or next project using C++ from start. So for today, goodbye.